everyone, and thank you for coming to the Cisco IP phone refresher. My name is Michael Leifer. I'll be your training instructor for today, and this is my coworker Colin Daly. He'll also be assisting with the training. So for today's training, this is the Cisco IP phone refresher. We're going to go over some basic different phone functions for the Cisco IP phones. Hopefully everyone will leave here learning something. I'm going to go over a little bit of everything, so some of the things you may not know, some of the things you may know, but hopefully, as I said, everyone can leave here having learned something. So we're going to look at the agenda. This is the agenda for today's training. We're going to go over about 10 different basic functions for the phone. We're going to go over hold, transferring calls, conferencing people in and out, checking out the conference list, joining calls, direct transfer, parking calls, and we're going to go through the corporate directory. This will be the first part of the training. The second part of the training will be actually led through my laptop. We're going to go through the My K-Curve portal, which is the portal here at PwC, and we're going to go into the Cisco Mobile Connect where there's some other neat features. So I just want to give a fair warning, these phones are active right now, so someone may be trying to contact either Colin or myself, and we'll just deal with those calls as they come. So the first function is the hold function. Pretty easy function. I'm sure a lot of you may know this function already. The hold function allows the user to place an active call on hold and then resume whenever the user wants to. So we're going to set up a test call here so we can use the hold function. I'm going to dial this extension over here, which is 4402. So 4402, this phone rings, I pick it up. So now someone came into the office, I want to place them on hold. So all I do is I just press the hold soft key here. It actually places my phone on mute, and I can actually speak and they won't hear it on the other end. And you can actually make an external call here or dial another extension in the meantime. And then when you're ready to resume the call again, you just press the same key that was hold, now says resume. Press resume, and then I can speak back on the phone now. So that was the hold function. Pretty easy. The next function we're going to go over is the transfer function. The transfer function allows the user to transfer an active call to a different number or extension. So we're going to set up the same test call here. I'm just going to dial this number again, 4402, pick it up over here. So now I realized that this call was supposed to be sent to my friend Colin. So instead of me being on the phone and having them dial back, I'm just going to transfer him right over to Colin. So Colin, what's your extension? 3475? 3475. Alright, so I'm going to go down here to the other soft key, says transfer. It'll pick up a second line. I'm going to dial 3475. It's going to transfer the call to Colin.
Hello.
Colin picks up the phone. I'm going to hit transfer to complete the call. I drop off the call, and now this line right here is connected to Colin. Colin, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, great. So that's how you transfer calls. That was an internal transfer, so all I had to do was dial the extension. If I wanted to transfer the call externally, you would do the same thing. You would do the same thing. You would just have to dial 9 to get out of the building, and then 1 as you would normally do for external calls. So that's transfer. After going over hold and transfer, does anyone have any questions? No? Okay, feel free to stop me at any time. I'll be happy to answer any questions. The next function is the conference function. It's a really neat function. It allows the user to add another participant to an active call. So if you have an active call with 2 people and you want to add someone else in, it's a really neat function. You can actually do this for up to 4 participants. So this will happen the same way. I'm going to make a test call over here, 4402, pick up this call. Now we realize that, oh, hey, we need to get in touch with Colin. Colin has valuable information during this call. We want to get him on the line. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go over here to the More function. So this More soft key right here brings up another set of options. One of the options being Conference. Conference picks up a second line. I'm going to dial Colin's extension, 3475. As soon as Colin picks up, I hit Conference to complete the conference, and now all 3 phones are conferencing to each other. So that's how you conference someone. And in the same way that you would transfer someone, if you're when it picks up the second line, if you want to transfer it to an external call instead of an internal call, instead of dialing the extension, you would have to dial 9, 1, and then the external number that you wish to dial it to.
Yeah, but it's only up to 4.
Right. Yeah. So this conference feature is only up to a maximum of 4 participants. So the next function is the conference list. The conference list displays the numbers of all conference participants, and this is used to remove selected people from a call. So we're going to set up the same call again. I'm going to dial 4402, pick up the call over here. Now I'm going to conference in Colin in the same way I did before. Hit the more key, get to conference. I'm going to dial 3475. Now we have all three phones on the conference. Colin said what he has to say, and now we need to get back to what we were talking about before Colin was on the phone, and we want to remove him from the conference. He could hang up the phone, but if I'd like to remove him on my own, basically what you do is you can scroll up and down to the selected participants on the phone, or you can go to, you hit more again, and go to conference list. Actually, you have to, I never conferenced you in Colin. So we're going to conference Colin in. There you go, I completed it. Now I'm going to hit conference list. I'm going to select Colin from the conference and hit remove. And now Colin's removed from the conference. So conference list is just a way for whoever's hosting the conference to go through and select the participants on the call, and for the purposes of removing them. As I said, Colin could have just hung up, but if I want to remove him manually, that's what you would use conference list for. The join function. The join function allows you to join two separate calls together to form a conference. So if I have an active call, we're going to dial 4402. I'm going to pick up this call here. So now we have an active call. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the more key until you see join. Now I see join here. Join actually selects a check mark next to the participant's number. Then I'm going to place that one on hold. I'm going to pick up a new line and dial Colin. So Colin number is 3475. So now Colin picked up. So I go back up to where I had this number checked. I'm going to hit the more key, and then I'm going to join. And now basically I just created a conference with us three without having to actually conference someone in. So if I was already on the call and then Colin had called me, I could just navigate down to his number, select join, and join him to a conference. So the join function is another way of just creating a conference.